Hi, and welcome to my pick a card reading. So, we're asking the question, how can I bring some more abundance into my life? Whatever this is for you, whether it's money or a relationship or home, whatever it is that you need, but like practical, how can I bring in some practical abundance, something I can tangibly feel in my life? So, please tune in, pick which pile you would like, you feel attuned to, and I'm going to do a spread with the same cards for each one, so I'll shuffle in between. And let's start with number one. So while I'm shuffling and laying the cards, you can take a minute to breathe in, breathe out, relax your body. Give yourself a few moments, mental space. Tune into any stress in your body that you feel, any tension. And feeling where any tension is, breathing out from that space. Relaxing that part of your body. Okay, so let's see, how can I manifest abundance in my life? We have the Three of Swords, where you are at, with your block as the Five of Cups. It's your past, Four of Wands, your near future is the Two of Wands, your mental space externally is the King of Swords, and your subconscious is the Ace of Pentacles. Your advice is the Tower. External influence is the Four of Pentacles. Hopes and fears, the Ace of Wands. And the outcome, Page of Cups. Phew, outcome looks good. Okay, so generally it feels like there's been some kind of disruption. I feel like maybe you've lost a lot of money. You've been in a space where you've been stable, or you've been like recently, sort of the near past, I would say you've had that abundance. You've been very successful. And you're really in a space where you feel like you've been heartbroken by the material world. You feel like you've lost what you need. You are potentially grieving something. It could be like a job. It could be a loss of property. Any kind of big loss of some kind of abundance in your life. And yeah, your block, so really your block is to do with focusing on the negative. So you need to watch your mind, and you need to be strong with your mind. I think you're aware of that. I think you recently realised, or about to realise, that you really can create again, but you're still in this mourning process. So I think you need to acknowledge that. You need to acknowledge that, yes, this has happened, this kind of falling down, this disruption has happened, but it is very much meant to happen. This is a significant point in your life. This is the one major arcana card here, where it's like, you are meant to experience this, whatever it is that you've been through. You are meant to have journeyed through that and to learn the lessons from it. So it's like allowing yourself. You've needed, maybe recently or currently, you need to allow yourself to really grieve and to give yourself the time to repent, to see what has fallen, to see what's happened. But quite quickly, I feel you need to move on from that. And that's what you're feeling. You're feeling like, I need to get a grip of this. I need to get a grip of myself. And I need to figure out what to do to move forward. Subconsciously, you feel like it's going to come in. It's like you feel like there's some blessing coming in. You can feel in the ether that there is some kind of abundance that is due that you are completely going to walk through that doorway and receive everything that you need. So I think you can be optimistic because what the external influence is the Four of Pentacles, and I feel this might be really important for your reading. So the Four of Pentacles can be this tendency to hold on, to cling to something, to like not let go of this nest egg, to kind of want this money but being too tightly holding on to it. And I'm going to ask for a little bit more info, but it's like I think you've been asked to let go of your attachment to money. I feel like you've had a strong maybe sense of pride or sense of self-worth attached to money, and it's time to let that go, to destroy that attachment, because that ultimately is going to ruin you. Because if you are always believing that money is your source of self-worth, then obviously when you don't have it, you're going to not have any self-worth. And we can't have our identity and self-esteem dependent on anything external other than our own innate creation and existence. So you've been asked to let that go. Your hope is that something is just going to drop in from the sky. Some kind of creative project, some kind of creative idea, some kind of blessing. Something is going to drop in. And you might be right. You know, I feel like you could be right, because you've got the Page of Cups as this outcome, which is this new emotional beginning. And I'm, you know, drawn to the gold of the cup, and this relationship to this cup and this new love. This symbolizes a young. It is a page, so can be slightly naive, but a kind of different emotional attachment to money, or relationship to money and wealth. So I think there might be a little bit of a discord between your conscious and subconscious, because I think you're feeling like you need to be quite strong in your mind and potentially even take action, like externally, but maybe internally your intuition is telling you just to open to receive. It's like this more receptive state. You can see the kind of contrast of these two, and generally I would guide towards the intuition, but it's about finding a balance, really. You know, these two are a bit out of sorts, like what's going on externally and internally. It's like this is the internal kind of, you can see this like flowery, soft kind of receptive, just walk through the gateway kind of energy, and this kind of much more harsh, like cold, cutting, you know, like direct energy. And so you need to find a balance with these. You need to find a way of getting them in harmony. And it may be that you feel, because you've been in this towering moment, because this has gone on or is going on, or you are in the process of going through, that you need to be like really like fight. You know, that you need to battle with something, that you need to draw your sword. But actually, internally, you're really feeling this need to surrender to the divine and just allow an unfoldment and allow a blessing to come in. And I feel it's saying that this is what will happen if you can surrender. Your near future, you need to let go of something. You can't hold old ones. You've got to pass one on to someone else so that you can hold this potentiality, this future, this beautiful, bright, white space, from which you can create anything, and quite quickly. You know, the fire energy is quite quick, moves quite quickly, but you need to let go of something to do that. I'm just going to get a few more advice cards for you. Group number 1, please can you clarify some advice for group number 1 in moving forward to create more abundance in their life. We have the dog, loyalty, sincerity, and unconditional love. We have the water fairy, which is feelings and emotions. And we have burden as a journey marker. So the dog is about being consistent, about just being in a kind of playful, joyful state where you just keep going, but from a gentle, loving place. It's non-stop love and really being devoted to something. The water fairy is about your emotions and paying attention, because we're creating from our emotions. Our emotions are indicator of what we are creating already. So if you're feeling in this emotional down state at the moment, it's important for you to realize that you need to shift that energy quickly, and potentially this is what the burden is. You need to shift whatever the burden is, the weight on your mind, the weight that you're feeling. You need to shift that, because you can't create from that heavy state. So it's really letting go. You need to surrender this burden and move your emotion to this sincere, trusting energy, this loving surrender to yourself, to listening to yourself, to going within, and I feel this is connected to this Page of Cups, this dog energy. It's this playful, kind of playful feeling. Just like, do you know what? Let everything go. Let everything go and just play and know that this is the opportunity for me to prove, to show that I can create, that I can allow things in, that blessings will come in, and that I can receive. That I can receive when I'm in a state of trust. So I feel like it's a mental shift for you. It's shifting your emotions, so rather than mental, because your emotions are connected to your mental activity, but really finding a way maybe just to be a bit playful and youthful. And you can do things like play like money games where you give yourself a pretend bank account, and you can deposit money into this pretend bank account. So you could do it for like 21 days, and on the first day you give yourself £1,000, and the next day 2,000, the next day 4,000. Every day you double it, and you spend that money in your account. And it's a way to kind of play with money and free yourself up to the joy and the kind of the ability to let it come in and let it go out. Like, make sure you're spending it. What are you going to spend it on? The point is to spend all that money so that you let go of holding it on. And I think that'll help you with this kind of attachment energy. You're able to shift and move it on. And one last card from the angels. Let's see. Flexibility. Life is full of changes and surprises. Your guidance is to move with the current, for it is resisting the flow which creates problems. Ask your angel to help you open your mind and heart to new ideas and fresh options. When you accept the possibility that there are other ways, previously unseen doorways will be opened to you, and you will move easily through change. This is what you know. You know this, right? There is a solution to every problem, so look at all things with eyes of love and expectation. Then life force will flow freely through you. And that's energy, right? That's money. Money and abundance is just life force. You will feel healthy and alive and can access the necessary resources and wisdom within yourself to help you through change. And the affirmation to use is I am free and flexible. So I think that's really great advice. You need to let go of your burden, let go of your emotion, and really tune into a kind of playful, loving energy. See this as a gift, that what is happening or has happened is a gift, and it's allowing you to move into a new state from which you can create new abundance. And, you know, a friend once said to me, when I lost a lot of money at one point, and she said that money was old money, and it was made, it came from, you know, an old state, a previous state of my life that came forward, and it had to go to allow me to move into a new place. So you can see it like that, like it's just shifting you into a new place, and the money you create, the wealth or abundance you create from a new state is going to be of a different vibration. So that's the end of my reading for you, group number 1. I hope it was helpful. You can please comment, subscribe, like, and thank you for tuning in. Okay, welcome group number 2. Thank you for tuning in. And let's see for group number 2, how can I bring in more abundance into my life? How can I bring in more abundance to my life? And just while I'm shuffling and laying the cards, just tune into your breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Relax your body. Just allow any doubts and worries in your mind just to fall down. Breathe out. Out through the earth, through your feet, fingertips. And just letting go of any heaviness in your body. Just breathing out. Right. So, group number 1, your center is the 7 of Cups. Your block is the King of Swords. Past is the 10 of Swords. And future, 3 of Pentacles. Conscious mind is the Fool. And your unconscious is the 3 of Swords. See, your advice is the 5 of Cups. External influence is justice. Your hopes and fears, 9 of Pentacles. Your outcome, 5 of Pentacles. Okay. So overall, I feel like there's a lot of emotion going on. I've got a lot of worry going on, a lot of concern. I'm feeling like you just need to take things really slow and be kind to yourself and be a bit easy on yourself. So let's go into it in more detail. Where you are right now is the 7 of Cups. You can see all these different cups with all these different things in. It's like maybe you don't know where to turn next, like all these different things on your mind, like what do I do about this, what do I do about that, and you're just caught up in trying to organize everything, make everything fit, make everything work, get everything in order, and you're probably feeling quite overwhelmed by all of this, and feeling like how can I hold all these things? Like they don't have anything to stand on, and they're in the clouds. Like what base? I don't have any kind of firm base. You're probably very emotional, and probably feeling a lot of fear and some doubt about what to do. So let's have a look for you. Let's see how we can help you. So your block is the King of Swords. So this is to do, don't worry about the gender so much. This is to do with mental energy, the mind, having a very strong, clear and focused mind. So what happens when you're in this state is you're unable to be this. You're unable to think clearly. So at the moment, you may be too emotional to really do anything, to really focus anything. We'll go into that a little bit more. Because you've been through something, you've been through some kind of process or cycle recently, and you've had to let go, you've had to really surrender yourself and allow yourself to die. This is the death of the ego. It's actually a very positive card because you've been through all the other swords to come to the Ten of Swords, and you have just surrendered. You have just let go. And maybe you've just let go and all this emotion is coming up. And I want to go to the advice card because the advice card is actually saying to you, you need to grieve. You need to mourn. You need to allow yourself the space to be emotional without worrying about what's coming next. This isn't the time to plan and think. This isn't the time to think. This is the time to be in your emotion and surrender to it. To give yourself as much space and time as you can to just mourn and let go. It needs to be purged, it needs to come out, it needs to be released. And you need space and time to do that. There is some conflict between what's going on internally and what's going on externally. So externally, you're feeling like you need to make some kind of jump, leap, move. But internally, you are in this heartbroken state still. So you can see that if you're trying to do this, when this is your base, this is the kind of internal guidance. So I feel your internal guidance, you know that you need to grieve this and let go or mourn or whatever it is. But you're feeling like maybe you should be taking action, or I need to look like I'm doing something, or maybe there are expectations from other people that you need to be doing something and you need to be jumping out there and getting on with things. But it's not the time to do that. You have to do this from a clear place, and you're not in a clear place right now. And actually, I mean, all this energy is actually generally very temporary. This is very temporary. Maybe this leap is something that does need to happen at some point. Maybe you're aware of that, but I feel like there's a bit more processing to do first. So I don't think this is necessarily the wrong idea or a bad move, but it's just not yet. It's just wait a little bit. So the external influence is the Justice card. So you may be having some issues with institutions, financial institutions. Maybe you have some debts, something you have to pay, and maybe there's a lot of pressure on you to do that. Something is coming into balance because all these things need to be paid. They need to be paid. And we have to accept that that is the reality. And I feel like you're hoping for a quick fix. You're hoping that suddenly you're going to become really, really wealthy or win the lottery or something like this is going to, instantly manifest. But I'm afraid that's not the case right now. I think you need to really accept. I don't want to say, this is my reading and just my interpretation, and I don't want to shut off anyone's ability to manifest. But my experience of manifestation is first of all, you need to accept the reality. You need to really accept where you are. And once you do that, from there, you can have clarity and you can move forward. But without first really honoring the mistakes you may have made, maybe they could just be silly things, like you just didn't realize something, you weren't paying attention to something. It's very easy, I'm speaking from experience here, that you can just let things go and avoid things and then suddenly find yourself in trouble. And I feel like you need to know you are supported by the universe, you are held, there is someone looking after you and looking out for you, but they're asking you to really look into your emotion and what's gone on and really understand what's gone on. The near future is likely new work, some kind of new jobs, new business idea, new beginning of new something structurally. It could be a new home. It could be you've got a new setup. Something in your physical life is going to change, and you're going to start anew. And let me just see. I think I feel like, yeah, this mourning process is going to feel a bit strange. Can feel a bit strange to you. It can feel like you're hurting yourself by allowing yourself to go into it, but yeah, it's like the acceptance that you just need to begin again. You just need to really begin again from a really solid place. I'm going to get some more guidance for you from the Avalon, Wisdom of Avalon Oracle deck. So we've got the Wind Fairy, thoughts, words, intellectual analysis. So really being aware of your mind and that you create from your mind. So I feel like maybe you've learned something recently about yourself, and just going into that deeply, or if you haven't, then you need to realize there is something in your mind that has been blocking you, and you need to know what that is. So it could be, a kind of avoidance or a tendency to prioritize different things, or to be avoidant or overly optimistic, and there's something for you to learn from that, from your own mind. And the Novice, okay, it's like begin again, okay, fresh start, let everything go, grieve, mourn, grieve and mourn and let go whatever it is, and begin again. And you might feel like, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm feeling very uncertain of myself, but that's okay, because everyone has to begin again. We all go through these processes where we need to just start again, and be gentle with yourself, because it's like a rebirth. It's like you're a new baby and you need to be looked after and nourished. So take care of yourself and love yourself and treat yourself well, and allow yourself to be new. Allow yourself to be young again. And the Deer. Okay, so again, gentleness and diplomacy. So really, this is what I was just saying about being loving and careful and gentle with yourself, and really seeing your innocence and seeing your purity, because that's what this allows you to do. When you When you acknowledge the mistakes or the kind of errors, then you move into this purity, because you have to release, you have to forgive yourself and let go, and then you become this new pure thing where you have to be humble. You know, it's humbling. When you are low on resources, you're humbled. You know, you have to ask for help, or you have to minimize your expenses, whatever it is. You need to let go. And let's get one last card from the angels, which is acceptance. Acceptance means unconditional love. The angels remind you to accept everyone exactly as they are, without judging, blaming, or wanting to change them. When you are totally accepting, you bear no malice or enmity towards anyone or anything. Harmlessness through acceptance is a high state of being, and this is a difficult quality for humans to embrace, for it is a divine quality. Nevertheless, the angels are drawing it to your attention now. You are also asked to accept yourself. When you truly do so, you feel centered and confident, and your divine self is revealed. I accept myself and others. That's the affirmation. I accept myself and others. Okay. So I wish you much luck and love and prosperity with your journey. Thank you for tuning in, and please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. Okay, welcome group number 3. Thank you for tuning in. This is how can I create more abundance in my life. So group number 3, breathe in, breathe out, relax your body. Open yourself to just tune in to see what resonates. Feel what feels good to take in, what feels like, yeah, this is what I need to hear. And if it doesn't, just let it go. And let's see what comes up. How can group number 3 create more abundance in their life? Okay, so your central point is the King of Rods. You're not in a bad place, actually. You're in quite a strong place. Let's see, your block is the World, Major Arcana. Your recent past is 3 of Wands, and your near future is the Knight of Cups. Your conscious mind is the Moon, and your unconscious is the 4 of Cups. Okay, and let's put out these next ones. We'll have a look here first. So recently you've either been thinking about a change, or you've made a change. You're thinking about moving, going somewhere else. Could be changing job, could be you're thinking about maybe I should move to a job that pays more, or is more suitable for me, that I get more back from, or leaving. Maybe I'm just thinking of leaving. I'm not sure where I'm going, but I think maybe I should leave wherever I am. And that feels quite like good. It feels quite, I feel it's quite, feels quite warming. You feel quite inspired to do that. And obviously to do that, you need to be in quite a strong place. So you're feeling fairly confident. So I'm not showing you the cards. This is the one leaving 3 of Wands. Looking off into the distance, somewhere new. And
this is where you are. You're the King of Rods. You actually have a lot of potential to create, to change, to dynamically, this is fire energy, it can be a fire sign, to dynamically create something in your life. You have the power to make this change. But what is going on is, I feel maybe you're drawn to move towards something more towards your purpose, who you are, what you really want to bring to the world, your gift. You feel like you have a calling, like something is calling you, your destiny is calling you. And I think you have some kind of fear around this, some kind of uncertainty, some kind of battle going on where you're not quite sure where that path leads or what it's going to bring up, or like there's something that's going to come up that's hidden. You have lots of fear that's going on. Maybe this is not you. This could be someone else. This could be external. Someone else who's kind of putting some fear into you about it, or it can be your own fears, your own uncertainties. Not quite sure where to go. Unconsciously, again, you're kind of looking into this cloud, wondering, what is this coming towards me? What is this? Do I want to take it? I've got all this stuff here already. Maybe you have a certain amount of stability already, or you feel like you've got some things there, and you're like, why am I looking over here? Why am I doing this? This could be absolutely crazy. But something is urging you. See what your advice is. So your advice is really to follow your heart. There is some divine blessing, some golden opportunity that wants to be taken. Something is being offered to you, or you are being asked to offer. You're being asked to give something, maybe give a new service, and the divine is guiding you towards that this is an absolute blessing. And this ties in with your near future, which is the Knight of Cups, which is a bit like a Romeo card. It's like an offering from the heart. It's like a love offering. So I feel you're being guided to give. You're being guided to offer something more, and from your heart and from a spiritual place, to overcome your fears and your doubts, and to allow something to just overflow. Maybe something you're holding in you that you're trying not to move. You're trying to move towards, but have this fear. It's really guiding you towards it. Some influences that may be going on. So you may be getting some pressure to really push forward from other people, from an external source, where or maybe you are witnessing other people moving forward and you're feeling that pressure. And this can be, it might feel quite forceful and quite aggressive, and it's maybe also inspiring. So it may also feel like it's pushing you to do something too. Maybe someone in particular, you've seen someone in particular doing something or moving forward with something, and it's inspired you to do that as well. Your hope is really to be able to offer something from a really regal place. The King of Cups is matured. So this is like your next step, actually, is the Knight of Cups, which is this younger Romeo love. The King of Cups is matured into this man who really is able to give from a very mature and stable place. And this is your dream, that you can offer something very strong and stable and beautiful from your heart. And your outcome, Queen of Pentacles. It's pretty good, she's holding a big fat coin there. She is evolved to really know her worth, to manage her circumstances, to manage her accounts, and you're very supported in whatever this action that I feel that you are being encouraged to take is going to be very successful. To start with, you might feel a bit young, you might feel like you're not really sure, have some uncertainty, or feel like it's a bit like I'm just kind of putting myself out there. But you are absolutely going to reap the rewards. It's going to take you to this level of, don't worry about the gender too much. It's going to take you to this place where the Queen, I love the Queen of Pentacles because she is also so receptive. She's just allowing the finance, the money, the abundance to just come to her. Like the King of Pentacles is more about taking it out there. This is about just allowing it to come in. And I feel like this is what Divine wants you to receive. It's like we want to offer you something. When you offer, when you take this step forward to offer something to the world, we are going to give you the freaking ace. Like this is going to come in for you and you are going to feel like the Queen. So you have these fears going on in your mind. I feel like, you know, they're the only two in the whole of this set that kind of have any kind of negative connotation or harder connotation. This is a major arcana, so it's like you have to overcome a big fear. You have to overcome something big to do this, but when you overcome that, it's just plain sailing. It's really going to roll in for you. It's really going to be very clear. And I want to say almost like simple, like easy. I feel like it's quite pure. Like it's just, you're just going to lurch into it and it's going to come. It's really going to come. You're really going to be supported in whatever you want to do. Let's get a few more advice cards from the Avalon Oracle. Let's see, what do you want to be offered? By Avalon. Death card. Okay, journey marker. So maybe in leaving something you have to really let go. This is transformation. This is like blossoming into something completely new. Completely new. And it's very beautiful and powerful time. This is like a butterfly emerging from the cocoon. This is like been through a lot already. It's not even on here. It's just some stuff in your mind. There's some kind of mental stuff to go through. But when you get out of your mind and really into your heart, you're really going to blossom and bloom and just come again as something new. And movement, so you're really being encouraged to move. Take the moves, take the steps, overcome your fear. And one more. Protection. Okay, you are completely looked after. Divine has completely got your back. You are absolutely going to be fine. Really, really are. Totally going to be fine. And the angels, one card from the angels. Choices. When you worry about decisions, it means that your mind is trying to control your life, and that results in choices made from your ego. Your angel guidance is to consider and evaluate all the options, then let go of your head and choose from your heart that which gives you greatest joy and feels right. Give from your heart. Choose from your heart. Do not act from foolish impulse, however, rather from divinely prompted inspiration. Make choices for the highest good. Remember that if something is not for your highest good, it is certainly not for the highest good of those around you. So let go of false feelings of responsibility for others and choose with wisdom. Become still and attuned to your soul. Ask your angels for guidance and help. Then from your point of deep inner stillness, make your choices easily and spontaneously. It's a bit spontaneous. And I choose for my highest good is your affirmation. I choose for my highest good. I choose for my highest good. That is beautiful, guys. I'm really loving your reading.
I hope it resonated and really helps you, and please like and comment and subscribe, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Thanks for tuning in.